Good morning, everybody. John here from Hall of Justice with your weekly live FOC walkthrough. FOC, Final Order Cutoff, is something that we as a store do every single week. It is our last chance as a shop to adjust our numbers on books before they actually ship out to us, barring issues with missing boxes and UPS and all that sort of stuff. But it's important for you to know because it's the last chance that you have to ask me for comics that are coming out before they actually show up here at the store. So hopefully you guys pay attention. You know, it's important stuff. It takes time for us to write this up. We hope you're going through it and utilizing it to the best of its ability. So with that being said, we're going to summarize this. The stuff that you see behind me right here on the green screen is the post that we type up. I type that up every Wednesday night after I get home from the store. It most of the time is pretty solid. It's pretty accurate. Sometimes publishers add things to it after I have already typed this up. The rule is technically that the publishers have to have all the information to Diamond by Friday morning at 10 o'clock Eastern time, and so we're kind of jumping the gun with it, but I want to give you a head start, especially since DC has moved their FOC date to Sundays instead of Mondays. So everything that you're going to see here is that's a DC book is on FOC Sunday, March 14th by 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Anything else, any of the other comic publishers, Dark Horse, Boom, Marvel, Image, Dynamite, etc., are all due Monday, March 15th by 11 a.m. And most of the books that we're going to talk about here are in shops on April 7th. The way this works, if you haven't joined us before, if you would like to subscribe to anything that you see on this list, please comment in this video or on the post that's on Facebook with sub and the title. And we'll add that title to your subscription. That way you don't miss out on any issues. If you don't like commitment, if you're afraid of commitment and you just want to pull a copy to see what the book is all about, you can still do that. You can comment pull with the title of the comic and the cover, if you have a cover that you'd like more than the other, and quantity. If you want to order 10 copies of a book, we can make that happen as long as you let me know before FOC. So that's the way it works. The last thing I want to call attention to up there, it says covers in bold, did not have images at the time of this write-up. So I'll show you at the end of this video how you can check for those missing covers throughout the week, and hopefully the publishers get their stuff together ready and have images ready for you before Monday. So from Dark Horse this week, we have a brand new Beasts of Burden miniseries. This is Occupied Territory, number 1 of 4. If you haven't heard of this before, it's an awesome little miniseries about a group of dogs and cats and stuff that basically can talk, and they go on mysteries, solve mysteries. So it's like Scooby-Doo and what else? All Dogs Go to Heaven. I don't know. But it's a cool, fun mashup of occult and talking animals. So the 8-time Eisner Award-winning comic book series blending fantasy and humor returns in a historical adventure blending Japanese and Western occult. An elder member of the occult battling pack of wise dogs recalls a harrowing mission in U.S.-occupied Japan after World War II. A mysterious curse creates an army of crawling, disembodied heads which threatens to overwhelm the region. Emery's and a team of canine companions attempt to solve the mystery, bringing them into conflict with shape-changing tanuki, evil oni, and a horde of vengeful demons. So it's a 4-issue miniseries written by Evan Dorkin of Milk and Cheese fame. You have 2 covers that you can choose from. The one on the left is from Benjamin Dewey, who's fantastic at drawing animals and also is doing some of the interior artwork. And cover B right here beside me is by John McCrae. So Beasts of Burden, Occupied Territory, number 1 of 4. Fun little book from Dark Horse. Check it out. Okay. From DC, here we go. Batman 106 came out 2 weeks ago, sold out. We've got a second print of that we'll talk about shortly. But in stores on April 7th is Batman 107. Tensions are sky high in Gotham following an attack on Arkham, and public opinion and unrest are starting to boil over. The Dark Knight has his hands full juggling the investigation of the reappearance of an old enemy and the rise of a new gang in Gotham called the Unsanity Collective. Gotham is getting more dangerous by the minute. Plus, in part 1 of Legend of the Ghostmaker, Mr. James Tynion IV and Ricardo Lopez Ortiz tell the most insane tale of action and adventure featuring Batman's frenemy, Ghostmaker. This one is not to be missed. Cover A on the far left is by Jorge Jimenez, who is the interior artist on the book and is amazing. Cover B right here beside me is by Francesco Mattina, and it is a cardstock variant cover. So two pretty awesome options right there for you for Batman number 107. Okay, this is interesting because this was on FOC last week. We've already talked about this. Either DC didn't get the order numbers that they wanted to from this book, or something else. I don't know what else, but we are re-FOCing Batman Fortnite 0 Point number 1. 6-issue miniseries. It is a bi-weekly miniseries, so it's going to come out every 2 weeks. Each issue of this book is going to be polybagged and will have a code inside that you can peel off and you can redeem for in-game content in Fortnite. And I believe the first digital item is a Harley Quinn skin from her Rebirth run at DC. So I'm not going to go over this again. You guys know about it. We talked about it last week. There are 3 covers to be aware of. The cover on the far left there is by Mikkel Janin. It is $4.99. Cover B right here beside me is the cardstock variant cover by Kenneth Roquefort. There is also the premium variant down here by Donald Mustard, and it is $15. So 3 options for Batman Fortnite 0 Point. Again, they'll all come polybagged. They will all have a code, just like the Marvel redeemable digital download code that you can use in game to download digital content for Fortnite. So, if you want to sign up for that, please let us know. Like I said, we sent our orders in last week. Something happened. I don't know if DC was happy with the numbers that came back. There's a lot of chat about retailers ordering low for this because DC's kind of using it as a platform to promote their digital unlimited universe thing app. So I don't know. But if you want it, let us know so that we can make sure that we have a copy for you. Okay, here we go. New from DC this week. We've got a Green Lantern number 1. As the new Green Lantern series begins, the newly formed United Planets and the Guardians of the Universe hold an intergalactic summit to decide who can best serve and protect the cosmos from danger. With the majority of Green Lanterns called back to Oa, John Stewart arrives alongside Teen Lantern Kelly Quintella, whose powerful gauntlet could be one of the most powerful and unstable weapons in the universe. With the entire landscape of the universe in flux, is this the end of the Green Lantern Corps or a new beginning? Interesting. Cover A on the left right there is by Bernard Chang, featuring Teen Lantern on the cover. Cover B beside me here is by Brian Hitch. A is a regular $4.99 cover. B is a cardstock $5.99 cover. Green Lantern number 1. It's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. I think Teen Lantern first showed up in one of the... was it Young Justice? I think she showed up in the Young Justice book, maybe? I don't know. Next and new from DC this week, we have the next Batman Second Son, number 1 of 4. This is directly spinning out of Future State and John Ridley's next Batman 4-issue miniseries. This is also a new mini by Academy Award-winning writer John Ridley and artist Tony Akins, and Travel Foreman starts right now. Readers now know that after the events of Future State, Tim Fox is the next Batman. But what's his origin story? Why has he been estranged from Lucius Fox and his family for so long? Connected to the dramatic events of March's Infinite Frontier number 0, which we still have on the stands, by the way, these questions and many more will be explored in this thrilling new digital-first miniseries. So that means that this book was originally released via DC's streaming download service, and is now being collected into print for the first time. Very similar to the Batman the Animated Series and the Superman 76, Batman 89 books that are going to be coming out sometime this summer. Cover A on the far left is by Doug Braithwaite. Cover B right here beside me is by Mr. Ken Lashley. $4.99, $5.99 respectively, because we got a regular trade dress and then a cardstock variant cover. So next Batman Second Son, number 1 of 4. Here we go, from DC and IDW. There's been a lot of buzz about this. We've been talking about it for a while. We have Lock and Key Sandman Hell and Gone #1. If you think you can unlock the gates of hell and just invite yourself in, you must be dreaming. Wink! The epic crossover between the two of the most beloved fantasy universes in comics begins here. John Jack Locke is 10 years dead, but that hasn't stopped him from posting the occasional letter home from hell. Now, Mary Locke will do anything to save her brother's soul, including cut a deal with Roderick Burgess, the most evil man in England, to search for answers in the House of Mystery and risk the walking nightmare known as the Corinthian to help in a disintegrating kingdom of dreams. Cover A on the far left is by Gabriel Rodriguez. Cover B right here beside me is by the amazing Mr. J.H. Williams III. And then cover C, that's right, there's a C cover, kids. That's by my man, Kelly Jones. So 3 covers to choose from. Sandman, Lock and Key, Hell and Gone, issue #1. The Corinthians' first appearance has popped in the old Sandman series because I think of this announcement right here. But let us know if you would like to subscribe or pull one of those 3 covers for Lock and Key Sandman Hell and Gone. Man, I'm excited about this. I read the advanced digital copy of this last night. You guys are not going to want to miss out on this book. It is fantastic. From Image this week, the team that brought you Batman, 3 Jokers, and Doomsday Clock reunites for an indie book at Image. We've got Jeff Johns and Gary Frank reteam for what will be one of the most anticipated new series of 2021 in Geiger #1. This mind-blowing new series will take local comic shops by storm in April. Okay, so that's all the BS. This is a post-apocalyptic dystopian future. Atom bombs drop. Dude is trying to save his family in a bomb shelter, but something happens which causes him to be left outside when that bomb hits. And 30 years later, there's a guy known as Joe Glow that's wandering around in the new wasteland without a radioactive suit to protect him. Some call him the Meltdown Man, but his name is Geiger. Out past the poisonous wastelands, just messing people up, lives a dude, the Nightcrawlers and the Organ People, which you don't get to see in issue #1. But dude, it's fantastic. The artwork is amazing. The story is awesome. It's a little bit The Stand. It's a little bit Walking Dead. You can tell that there's a lot of fun people drama that is going to unfold in this particular book. So the A cover is over there on the far left with the skull mushroom cloud. The rest of the covers weren't available last night, but I had this image right here which showed up in an email from Image Comics, and so this breaks down all of the open to order variants for this particular book. So you've got the main cover right there by Gary Frank. You'll have to zoom in on this on your phone or maybe a little bit later. In this row right here, on the far left, you have cover B, which is by Eric Larson. Next to him is cover C by Jason Fabok. Then you have a blank cover right there. And right here beside me is the special glow-in-the-dark cover, which is ironic because the main character's name is Joe Glow, which is going to come out 2 weeks after the original release, much like Nocterra, because Nocterra Glow-in-the-Dark comes out next week. But it is also by Gary Frank. So there's, 5 open-to-order covers. You've got A by Frank, B by Larson, C by Fabok, D is the blank, and E, the glow-in-the-dark Gary Frank cover that will be out a couple of weeks later. But get in on this, guys. It's going to be a blast, literally and figuratively, because there's an atomic bomb that's happening in that book. So Geiger #1, don't miss out. And also from Image this week, I'm excited about this. I did not get to read this because I didn't find an advanced digital copy in my inbox. From Image this week comes Silver Coin, #1 of 5. Eisner Award-winning artist Michael Walsh, who has done Star Wars and Black Hammer Justice League, teams up with an all-star lineup of collaborators, Chip Zdarsky, Kelly Thompson, Ed Brisson, and Jeff Lemire on a new horror anthology miniseries for mature readers. Each issue is going to tell a tale of terror in a shared supernatural world. The story starts in issue 1 right here in 1978 with a failing rock band whose fortune suddenly changes when they find the mysterious silver coin. Little do they know that fame comes with a cost, and a curse is always hungry. Cover A on the far left is by interior artist Michael Walsh. Cover B is by my girlfriend Tula Latte. Cover C, which it just screams out Junji Ito, is by Maria Wynn. All three of those covers are $3.99. So each issue is going to be penned by a different writer, but the art is going to be the same from Michael Walsh. So Silver Coin, 5-issue miniseries, $3.99. You can pick your poison as far as which cover you would like to order. Just let us know by Monday, okay? Next, from Marvel this week, we have Avengers Number 44. This is the fiery finale to Enter the Phoenix. It all comes down to this, the final battle to decide who will wield the awesome cosmic power of the Phoenix Force. You don't want to miss it. And it's going to have a debut of a new Phoenix character. So 3 covers that are available here. This is also the springboard for what is going to lead into the new Heroes Reborn series, because Phoenix is basically going to remake the Marvel Universe and cause the Avengers to have never existed. So if you're interested in Heroes Reborn, you're probably going to want to check this book out right here. Cover A on the far left up there is by Lionel Francis Yu. Cover B, Peach Momoko, which is a very cool She-Hulk cover. And then cover C is the connecting cover by Dustin Weaver. Is that... I don't know. I don't know if that's the new Phoenix. That looks like it is Echo from the Daredevil run with David Mack, but I don't know if it is. I don't know if she's the new Phoenix, and that's a spoiler alert, but if you're reading Avengers, maybe you can hit us up and let us know, okay? Next, from Marvel, we've got Marvel Tales Squadron Supreme number 1. This is just a one-shot, and again, this is Marvel positioning themselves to do their Heroes Reborn series that is... in my March catalog. If you haven't picked up a Marvel Previews, come to the store and grab one. We've got a bunch of them. This oversized $7.99 one-shot highlights some of Marvel's most impressive talent from the past 8 decades, focusing on the Squadron Supreme. So it reprints Avengers number 69 through 70 with Hyperion, Nighthawk, Dr. Spectrum, and the Wizard by the legendary Roy Thomas and Sal Buscema, and then catches up a little later in number 85 to 86, which at this point is from, I can't remember who did the second part of it, but either way, everything that you need to know about Squadron Supreme happens right here. It is $7.99, so it's an $8 oversized one-shot, and the cover right there is by Joshua Swaby. So there you go. Okay, from AWA, we have Resistance Uprising number 1 of 6. This is a new miniseries that's continuing the J. Michael Straczynski, and I believe that it was Raza before on interior art. But Straczynski returns to the prescient, ambitious world of the Resistance. In the wake of the assassination of their leader, the Resistance is in disarray, disconnected from each other and hunted by the authorities around the world, including an army of reborns recruited by the American government. To avert decimation at the hands of a fascistic government crackdown, the Resistance must discover the ace up their sleeve and then the key to unlocking it. Cover A on the left is by Raza, and cover B right here beside me is by Mike Diodato. If you were on the old Resistance series, we'll auto-sub you to the new one unless you tell us not to. Thank you, Greg Homer, for doing that. This is pretty cool if you're a pervert like me. From Black Mask comes Alice in Leatherland, number 1. Alice, a young writer of children's storybooks, is hurtled out of her fairy tale-like life when she discovers that her girlfriend has been cheating on her. Charmingly defiant, she leaves her small forest town and leaps into a new adventure to seek love and find herself in the fast life of San Francisco. There, her concept of pure magical love will be completely overturned. Her biggest challenge won't be reckoning with other people's sexual drive, it'll be getting a grip on her own. From your new favorite writer and artist team of Iolanda Zanfardino and Elisa Romboli, Alice in Leatherland is a comedy about sex and so inevitably about every other aspect of life too. So that sounds fun. If you're a fan of sex criminals, if you're a fan of Sunstone, check this out. It's going to be a neat book. And if the cover artist is anything like the interior artist, it should be pretty cool too. Don't mind the gimp mask that's hanging off of the fairy tale book there. Okay, guys, this is pretty cool. Next from Boom this week. Boom announced this a couple of months ago that they got the license to publish Magic the Gathering comic books. And so they're doing so on FOC this week with issue number 1. A new beginning for the pop culture phenomenon of Magic starts here from Jed MacKay, who writes Marvel's Black Cat, with art by Ig Gara, who does Marvel's Ghost Spider, and it is perfect for new readers or longtime fans. Across the vast multiverse, those gifted with a spark can tap into the raw power of magic and travel across realms. They are the Planeswalkers. When coordinated assassination attempts on Guildmasters Ral, Zarek, Vraska, and Kaya rock the city of Ravenica and leave Jace Bellerin's life hanging in the balance. A fuse is lit that threatens not just these 3 guilds, but the entire plane of Ravenica. Now these 3 must covertly infiltrate the wild plane of Zendikar and form a tenuous alliance to uncover why the targets of the assassins have all been Planeswalkers, which will lead them straight to one of the most enigmatic characters in Magic history. It's probably not the Shivan Dragon. There are a bunch of covers for this, kids. So cover A on the far left is by Mr. Matteo Scalera. That's going to be the regular cover. Boom is doing something that's kind of frustrating. They are doing a B cover, which they are calling the Hidden Planeswalker variant. So this polybagged cover B is going to have one of 3 covers in it, but you don't get to see which one it is. So the first of which is up here of Liliana Vess, which is by Miguel Mercado. Down here on the far left, I'm going to have to scroll up. I apologize because I don't know any of these people or their names. So the second cover is by is Soren Markov by Magdalena Pagowska. So that's the one on the far left over there. And then right here beside me in the very, very neon colors, that is Kaya the Ghost Assassin, which is by Taj Tenfold. There is also a cover C blank sketch cover. So, again, the way it works, cover A, the top left there, is by Matteo Scalera. Cover B is going to be polybagged, so you can't see the cover, but it's going to have one of these 3 images on it. Cover C is a blank cover. And then, to add another wrench to the mix, Boom is doing a Magic Pack set that is going to have cover A by Scalera, one of the 3 secret covers, the blank cover, and a special cover by Mirka Andolfo that you can only get if you buy the pack, just like they did with Firefly, and I want to say there was something else. So that pack is by that pack has the exclusive by Mirka Andolfo that you can buy as a set for $39.99, and then you'll get your normal 10% off in addition to that. So I hope that made sense. There are a lot of options for Magic the Gathering. A, Matteo Scalera. B, one of these 3 awesome polybagged, you don't get to see it before you buy it covers. C is a blank cover that I don't have the image for. And then you also have the Magic Pack set with the story, with the exclusive by Mirka Andolfo inside. Okay, let's move along. Also from Boom this week, and not nearly as confusing, is The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, number 1 of 5. A powerful new series for fans of The Wicked and the Divine and The Dreaming from Ram V, who is currently writing the extremely highly reviewed Swamp Thing at DC. He's also done Justice League Dark, with art by Felipe Andrade from Captain Marvel, that explores the fine line between living and dying in Mumbai through the lens of a magical realism. With humanity on the verge of discovering immortality, the avatar of death is fired and relegated to the world below to live out her now finite days in the body of 20-something Layla Starr in Mumbai. Struggling with her newfound mortality, Layla has found a way to be placed in the time and place where Creator of Immortality will be born. But will Layla take her chance to permanently reverse the course of future history? Or does a more shocking fate await her? Cover A on the far left is by Felipe Andrade, who is the interior artist on the book. Cover B is an amazing cover that will be foil by Mr. David Mack. So the regular cover will be $3.99. The foil David Mack cover will be $4.99. The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, number 1 of 5. Finally, from Boom this week, Seven Secrets returns with issue 7. Another case has been opened, and with it a new path revealed. Casper and the remaining members of the Order have managed to escape the world of the fairy, but are they truly safe? Cover A on the far left is by interior artist Danielle DeNicolo. Cover B is by Bengal. Tom Taylor's writing this book, and if you haven't checked it out, please do. It's just fantastic, and it's a treat. Okay, from Ablaze this week, we have a new Sumerian miniseries. They're always miniseries, just adapting little chunks of Robert E. Howard's famous Conan stories. This is The Iron Shadows in the Moon, #1. A young woman in danger is pursued by her vile master. Conan, whose family has just been wiped out by this same master, puts an end to the beauty's pursuer and saves her with a blow of his sword. Bound by fate, the couple decide to hit the road together. Their journey takes them to an island where they discover strange ruins inhabited by dark magic. This paradise-like refuge soon turns into a suffocating nightmare where shadows lurk. Who knows the extent of the dangers that lie there? They will quickly learn out that on an island, the biggest threat does not always come from the outside. Iron Shadows in the Moon reveals the genius of its author in describing universes as singular as they are mysterious. So this is written and it's adapted by Robert E. Howard, but Virginie Augustine is illustrating this oppressive and mystical atmosphere and gives the story a new graphic breadth. Cover A on the far left is by Brian Level. Cover B is by Virginie, I don't know if that's how you say his or her name, Augustin. So that's what the interior art is going to look like right there. Cover C over here is by Cajo Baldissimo, and then cover D is by Fritz Cassis, which is a nice homage to Fantastic Four. Okay. From Aftershock this week, we have Project Patron #1. 30 years ago, the world watched in horror as the Patron, a hero sent as humanitarian aid from a different dimension, went punch for punch with Woe, a primordial beast and a perfect match for our mighty protector. In the end, both hero and villain fell, Superman, Doomsday, but the Patron returned and continues to defend us to this day. At least that's what we've all been told. The truth is, the Patron died that day along with Woe. The UN replaced the Patron with a Reploid, designed to mimic the real Patron and continue on his mission of protection. Today, the Patron Reploid is secretly piloted by an elite team, a team prepared for anything except for the death of one of their own. Written by Steve Orlando, who's currently doing Commanders in Crisis and has a whole slew of writing credits to his name, with art by Patrick Pizzalunga and a cover right there by David Talaski. So Project Patron #1 from Aftershock. From Oni Press this week, we've got Agretsuko Meet Her World #1. When a new company-wide project takes a person from each department to form a task force, Haida is chosen from accounting, Gori from marketing, and Washimi representing the president, leaving Retsuko to do all the work. Retsuko begins to feel left out, especially after Gori and Washimi have to cancel on karaoke night. Cover A on the far left is by Kel McDonald. Cover B right here by me is by Abigail Starling. If you are on the other Agretsuko series, we'll make sure that we add you to this one as well. From Titan this week, and I bring this up because it is continuing the Star Wars High Republic fiction inside. We've got Star Wars Insider #202. Go behind the scenes of Tales from the Galaxy's Edge as we speak to cast members Bobby Moynihan and Deborah Wilson from the ILM Lab VR experience. Plus, discover how to keep a feisty astromech under control with R2-D2 Wranglers Lee Towerzy and Hassan Taj. And again, our exciting Star Wars High Republic fiction continues. The newsstand photo cover featuring Yoda over there is the regular cover that you would find at Barnes & Noble. The Previews exclusive cover featuring the Jawas is right here beside me. There is also an FOC exclusive cover that I did not have an image for when I typed this up last night. All three of those options are $9.99, and they're on FOC on Monday. Okay? From Zenoscope this week, we've got Grim Fairy Tales Presents Quarterly, that's a lot of adjectives, Steampunk #1, just a one-shot. The Grimm universe is growing, and it's not just from within the current confines of known space and time. Recently, New Worlds had been shown a doorway from their dimension into the multiverse, and some have decided to step through. Seeing little opportunity from a dying steampunk world, Van Helsing and his crew of pirates have made it to Earth, and what they find here could change everything for them, and the residents of this world may suffer for it. Don't miss this introduction to the newest steampunk-powered characters to the Grimm universe. Cover A on the far left is by Igor Vitorino. Cover B beside me here is by Netho Diaz. And cover C down here below is by Deepa Scale. All three of those books are oversized, and all three of those books are $8.99. Okay? Whew, that's all of the new stuff, kids. Now we've got a couple of other segments, the first of which is the subsequent print speculation section. This is where we highlight second prints that are available at FOC. Second prints plus are usually smaller print runs than firsts, and lately have been commanding higher prices on the secondary market. So here's your chance to get in on these before they blow up the day of release. First up from DC, we've got Batman 106 second print with a beautiful new cover by Riccardo Federici. Remember, this is the first appearance of Miracle Molly, her first full appearance is going to show up in Batman 108. So if you missed out on 106, here's your chance to get a freaking gorgeous variant cover by Federici. Next from DC, Batman Black and White number 3 is also getting a second print by Josh Middleton, kind of featuring some concept art. Also had a first appearance of a new character. I don't remember what her name was, but there you go. There's Batman Black and White number 3, second print by Middleton. Marvel's got 2 this week. Avengers number 43, second print by Javi Garan, which you notice is in bold, which means that we did not have an image available when I typed this up last night. And then Demon Days X-Men number 1, which is written and drawn by Peach Momoko, is getting a second print variant also by Peach Momoko. So there you go. If you didn't get enough of her first go-around, here's your chance to order the second print with a new cover by Peach herself. Okay? It's pretty light week for second prints. Then we get to the Who Does Number 2 Workforce segment. So this is a little segment where we highlight issue number 2s that are on FOC. Maybe you picked up number 1 this week or last week. You didn't necessarily add it to your subscription. You read it. If you enjoyed it, let us know so that we can put it on your pull list. That way you get all of the subsequent issues when they come out and you're not missing. We always order less copies of number 2 than we do number 1, usually because number 1s have some kind of attached returnability or ordering incentive or something. So that's my spiel. I'll get off the soapbox. From Dark Horse this week, we've got Dead Dog's Bite number 2 of 4. Questions begin to arise, like what exactly is going on here? Which is funny. Joe decides to get into local politics and takes a field trip to a candy factory after hours. All that and a bag of sweets in the second chapter of this thrilling, chilling mystery, written and drawn by Mr. Tyler Boss. Cover A on the far left is by Boss. Cover B is by Josh Hickson. Dark Horse's Dead Dog's Bite number 2. Also from Dark Horse this week, we've got God of War Fallen God number 2 of 4. This came out this week. A man cannot escape his destiny. Then again, Kratos is no mere man, he's a god, and he will stop at nothing to escape the bonds of his predestination. Neither prophecy nor ancient text nor manipulation of Athena can stop his single-minded mission to free himself from past, from his future, and from the suffering of his present. Is he a man, or is he the monster other monsters fear? A god weapon forged of murderous rage, an ugly tool of destiny itself? Pray not to the gods to save you, for they may send Kratos. The cover right there is by Mr. Dave Raposa, and it's pretty spectacular. So God of War, Fallen God, number 2. All right, kids, here we go. There's a bunch of DC number 2s, so if you picked some of these up this week, if you picked them up last week, if you had a chance to flip through them, let us know if you would like to order them. First up, we've got Batman Urban Legends number 2. The new Batman anthology series continues. In part 2 of Chip Zdarsky and Eddie Barrow's epic Batman Red Hood story, Jason Todd has taken a man's life, and now his mission to keep the dead man's young son is to keep the dead man's young son safe. But Batman plans to take down Jason before he can make another mistake. Then, in Chapter 2 of Matt Rosenberg and Ryan Benjamin's senses-shattering tale, Cold Cash, a.k.a. the Grifter, earns his pay as personal bodyguard to billionaire Lucius Fox. But what led him to Gotham in the first place? How does the mysterious Halo Corporation play into it all? And which Bat family character does he have an unfortunate meeting with in this chapter? And in part 2 of Brandon Thomas and Max Dunbar's epic Outsiders story, see Katana's perspective on what brought the Outsiders to Japan, who wants her dead, and what her ultimate punishment will be for no longer having her husband's spirit in the Soul Taker's sword. Plus, Barbara Gordon has identified a citywide system hack from a foe she faced before as Batgirl, but this time around, Babs may have found a way to defeat her for good as Oracle. 4 stories in Batman Urban Legends for each issue. It's $8, but you get 4 stories. Cover A on the far left is by Hicham Habchi. Cover B right here beside me is Red Hood featuring Francesco Mattina's artwork. And cover C down here is by Derek Chu featuring an awesome Katana cover. Batman Urban Legends number 2. I need something to drink. I'm parched. Next up, we've got Crime Syndicate number 2. This one came out last week. It's a 6-issue miniseries. With Starro ravaging the planet and controlling superheroes and villains alike, the fate of the world rests in the hands of Ultraman, Superia, and Owlman. In other words, win or lose, humanity is doomed. Question of the month: what famous Gotham foes are held in Owlman's cave? Plus, in the backup story, witness the origin of Owlman in a tale illustrated by superstar artist Brian Hitch. Cover A on the far left is by Jim Chung. Cover B right here beside me is kind of a goofy-looking Owlman, but it's by Tyler Kirkham. He just kind of looks a little cross-eyed. Well, Durfee, I'm Owlman. Next, we've got Sensational Wonder Woman number 2. Wonder Woman receives a distress call from Artemis on Warworld, of all places. In order to escape Mongols' clutches, the 2 Amazons will have to put aside their differences and find a way to work together, just like Randy and I. Cover A on the far left is by Bruno Redondo. Cover B is by Joshua Swaby. Tell me that doesn't look like doesn't he look a little derpy, Owlman there?
His eyes are all jacked up.
He's a little, I don't know. I'm gonna get you. I'm the creature of the night. Caw-caw. Owls don't make noise. That's their whole thing. Next from DC, we've got Suicide Squad number 2. With the power of Superboy now under her control, Task Force X. Say that 7 times fast. Mastermind Amanda Waller sends the hero into Arkham Asylum to rescue Peacemaker and bring Talon, the famed Court of man, I am just screwing up all over the place. Court of Owl's assassin back to join the new Suicide Squad. With lives hanging in the balance, the teen clone must decide if he's going to assist Waller, even if it means getting his hands a little bloody along the way. Cover A on the left is by Eduardo Panisha? I don't know. Cover B by Felicia is by Gerald Perel. $3.99, $4.99 for regular or cardstock covers. Here we go. I haven't read number 1. I know I suck. That's what I'm going to do when it snows this weekend. Swamp Thing, number 2 of 10. The trials of Levi Camille, the new avatar of the Green, grow darker as the Pale Wanderer's bloody spree leaves a trail of death across the Sonoran Desert. While his lessons begin to show Levi the true nature of what he's becoming, it is Jennifer Reese who will show Levi that he must contend with his past and his trauma in order to stop the murderous Wraith. Will Levi Camille grasp his newfound place in this world as the Swamp Thing, or will his fears consume him before the new avatar can even take root? Find out as this eternal conflict of life and death comes to a head. Cover A on the far left is by Mike Perkins. Cover B beside me here is by Francesco Mattina. $3.99, $4.99. Again, one of the crazy highest reviewed comics, superhero books in a long time. Check it out, from Rom V and Mike Perkins. From Dynamite this week, we have James Bond, Agent of Spectre number 2. This one came out last week. James Bond is in the USA, but not as part of Her Majesty's Secret Service. Shockingly, he's there as an agent of Spectre, sent to eliminate an upstart rival, Spectre Boss, at the bidding of Ernest Blofeld himself. The leverage Blofeld has against Bond is a threat to the life of one of the few people in the world Bond can trust. I am butchering this, I am sorry. But that friend may have the interests of Bond's targets as the higher priority. Cover A over there on the left is by Sean Phillips, James Bond, Agent of Spectre number 2 from Dynamite. From IDW, we've got Marvel Action Captain Marvel number 2. The mad thinker and the awesome android have a plan to become internet famous, and it involves all the tourists in Times Square. Captain Marvel and Ghost Spider race to stop the out-of-control live stream before it's too late in this thrilling conclusion to Carol and Gwen's Click Clock adventures. Cover by Sweeney Boo. Marvel Action Captain Marvel number 2. Click Clock. From Image, Nocterra number 2, Scott Snyder, Tony Daniels, Full Throttle Dark, Part 2. Val brings her passengers to their first truck stop, the Neon Grove. But with her brother getting worse by the minute and dark forces in hot pursuit, our ferryman finds herself faced with a grave decision. Cover A is by Tony Daniel. Cover B is by Clayton Henry, but we didn't have an image when we wrote this up last night, so I'll show you how to check that. From Marvel this week, America Chavez, Made in the USA, number 2 of 5. Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of a Masked Individual. The irony of America Chavez's life suddenly shattering into a million pieces is not lost on her, but facing a mysterious threat who seems to know a whole lot about her may be even worse than America herself. Well, now she's on the brink of breaking apart. Cover A is by Sarah Pacelli. Cover B, which we don't have, is by Bengal. Should be a first full appearance in this one. First cameo appearance was a cloaked figure in issue number 1. So, from Oni this week, we've got Jana and the Unpossible Monsters number 2. This is an all-ages, kid-friendly jungle adventure book. The world was once lush and green, then the monsters came and the plants started dying. On her own, this whole time, Rainbow has finally found her sister Jana after a year of searching. The preternaturally strong and tough Jana has been surviving just fine in the wild without Rainbow, but will the seemingly feral Jana remember her sister? Cover A on the far left is by Chris Samney. It is written and drawn by Chris Samney and his wife Laura. Cover B right here beside me is by Suriano. Okay? And that, kids, brings us to the end. And the last thing that we leave you with every week is the complete rundown of all of the titles that are on FOC this week. It's broken down by publisher. The first chunk here are all of the DC books. They don't have any item codes, but if you go to lunardistribution.com, they have a consumer-facing front page that allows you to look at these things and check out pictures. If you have questions, you can reach out to us and let us know. Then, in this next big block here, we have all of the books that are from everybody else distributed through Diamond, broken down, again, by publishers. So we see Boom, there's Dark Horse, there is Dynamite, IDW, Image, Marvel. I want to call attention to King in Black number 5. I didn't bring it up, I didn't show you images about it, but the last issue is on FOC this Monday. There is, of specific note, a Scotty Young variant that's open to order. I'll show you how you can take a look at that. Okay, all you have to do is come over here to the big block of text, highlight the Scotty Young King in Black item code that starts JAN for January. We're going to copy that sucker. We are going to open a new tab and paste that into the browser of the new tab. The first thing that comes, well, okay, I apologize because this is a little different. You've got more results that are retail shops. This is Cyber Comics. All right, so let me show you. Let's do something else. So we're going to go here to previewsworld.com. This is the consumer-facing website from Diamond that you guys can look through. We're going to do a search right here. We are going to search for King in Black number 5. And then we're going to have all these results that come up. There's the regular cover. We've got the Biederman tattoo variant. That's a spoiler. You got the Brett Booth wraparound cover. But here, kids, is the Scotty Young King in Black variant that is on FOC on Monday. We got Ryan Stegman reaching out to Donnie. He says, Donnie, I thought you said long arms. And Donnie says, strong, Ryan. I said strong arms, not long arms. So, again, King in Black number 5 is on FOC on Monday. Put your list together. Send us your list. But there you can see on your screen the Scotty Young variant for King in Black number 5. That's how you want to use this list. Let's do another one just for the heck of it. Let's take a look at... what are we missing? Let's try the America Chavez Bengal variant right here. Or no, we did a thing. Let's see if we've got Noctera. So here's Noctera cover B by Clayton Henry. So we're going to copy this item code. We are going to open up a new tab in whatever internet search browser you use. We're going to paste that sucker in there. And here we go. The first listing, previewsworld.com, Noctera number 2. Oh, the dreaded Image coming soon image. But again, you have all weekend. You have all day today, which is Thursday. You have all day tomorrow, Friday, all day Saturday, and then you have most of the day on Sunday for Marvel stuff. If it's DC, we got to know by 11 a.m. on Sunday. So get your orders in. Send us a message. You can. The easiest thing that you can do is to comment on the Facebook post on our Facebook page with pull or sub and whatever titles you would like to add. And we will get them added to your subscription folder. Next week, we're going to do something kind of fun where we're going to document via video the entire process, because I think a lot of people don't realize how much there is to this. From me typing up this list Wednesday night at home after I get off of work from New Comic Book Day, to Thursday doing the FOC video, to Sunday when Chris sits down to do some of the FOC importing, to Monday when I actually sit down to do FOC, to receiving books both on Thursday and on Monday, bagging and boarding everything, doing hold slot pulls, so that you guys can walk in, give us your name, and we hand you your comic books. So we're going to do a cool video that documents that entire process from start to finish of how it works from ordering until you come in and ask for your comic book hold slot, just so that there's a little more transparency with how the mystery behind the curtain works. But that's our show. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, reach out to us. And don't forget, we will be live tonight from 5 to 7 on our Facebook page with a Thursday night live stream sale. We have some goodies for you tonight. First appearance of Poison Ivy. First appearance of General Zod. We're going to do a little photo post, a little video post here in just a second. Lots of awesome X-Men books in great shape. So make sure you tune back in tonight from 5 to 7. Get you some comics before the snow hits. Thanks, guys. I'm John. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you later.